Good evening, kings and queens. I have a message today that I think that's going to be very uplifting and helping to a lot of people. Within a relationship, we should be loving and getting love back. It doesn't make sense to hurt those that we say that we love or in fact hurt anybody, period. When we talk to people, we must learn how to communicate effectively and lovingly. When we deal with people with our actions, we don't raise fists. We don't hit each other with objects, none of that, because what does that really say about us? Why do we feel like we need to inflict pain, misery, hurt anybody, kill anybody, especially those that we claim that we love, that have our back, that we share our beds with, our homes with, our children with? We have an epidemic of abuse that far outweighs a lot of epidemics. If we're in relationships that are committed, marriage, we do not need to be stepping out, cheating on our partners. There is something called HIV and AIDS. There's syphilis, there's gonorrhea, there's outside children, things of that nature that do not need to happen if we just exercise love, self respect, honor, and control. Now, I didn't want to even put out a video this early, though this has been weighing on my heart so deeply today. I remember being in relationships myself where I just thought that the end of the world was going to happen because of the way I was being treated. And I thank the God that I serve that I was able to find my way out. And I have no bitterness, I have no strife, I have no any ill will toward anybody who's ever hurt me in the past. You, me, everybody has a choice. We have the choice to love people. So even if we didn't see love coming up from our parents, even if we didn't experience love from the people that was in our said that they were in our corners or on the streets, we still have to look in ourselves and say, do we want to be this way or that way? We have an option. We have a choice, beautiful kings and queens, to do much better than what we've been taught, than what we've been exposed to. It is time out for all of the foolishness, for all of the violence, for all of the degradation, for all of the oppression, for all of the abuse emotionally, verbally, and physically. If we say that we are a king, if we say that we are a queen, if we say that we are a boss, what does that really entail? I know we live in a lifetime where everybody sits up here and says, well, I'm not a role model. Well, if you cannot see yourself as a role model, then what are you really? It's time that we think about these things. It's time that we think about who we are, what our purpose is, why we are actually here, and how we are going to be a contribution to this world that we live in. I'm so sorry that some of us had to have gone through so much in life, though that doesn't give us an excuse to be repeat offenders of the violence that has happened to us in our life. We must do better by ourselves. We must do better by the people who call us friends and family. We must do better than to the people than that those of us who we walk and we come into contact with on the street, that we work with, that we fraternize with, or whatever. We need to be better. We really do. And it starts with us. We all have a decision to make. So let's make that decision today to say that we are our brother's keeper, that we will not inflict pain, misery, hurt, harm, danger on anybody. What does it what does it mean? What does it do for you to know that you are hurting people on purpose? How does that really make you feel? I know they say that some people are soulless or whatever. I tend to kind of disagree with that because not unless you have a mental deficiency or your brain somewhere is just not functioning well. Though if you are a normal human being and everything is working correct, if you're doing this, then you must be under the oppression of some evil spirit, or you must have had something really bad hurt you to where now it's affected your self-esteem, your respect, the way you see yourself, to where you become the same person who's hurt you. Now you're hurting them. Why would you want to be the person who hurt you? This is just something to think about. So before we enter into any more relationships, before we enter into any more partnerships, friendships, or what have you, let's take a real good look at self and ask ourselves, how can we positively be an asset to the person that we're about to come into contact with? I promise you, even though you do good and some people do you wrong, you continue to do good and good is going to come back to you. That's a promise. Whether it's going to be today, tomorrow, or 2 years from now, who's to tell? Who can say that? But what I do know is that even in the meantime, when you do good to people, you're going to have peace of mind. You're going to be blessed for it. And more importantly, you're going to be able to be a light to somebody who is living in a world of darkness. So let's do better, folks, by the way we treat ourselves and by the way we treat everybody else. We owe it to humanity. We owe it to us. I love you all. Be blessed today. And remember this, you win, I win, we all win, as long as we purpose our minds and our hearts on being better today than we were yesterday and being better tomorrow than we were today. I love you so much. Be blessed.